Um,
Fellas, I'm going to game chat to play Warzone, so good luck, Joey. I hope you win.
Thank you, sir. We're out for blood. We're in
And
a good mood. We're out for blood.
yeah, good shit. So I'll talk to you guys later.
Come on, pop up so I can post this damn shit. Yeah. See if it does it. Come on. Alright, I don't know if anyone else can find it. Won't let me find it right now.
As they were yesterday in Chicago, but it's still pretty darn cold. To be expected, I guess, for December football at Soldier Field.
Hello, everyone, in the Nfasl. This is Thomas Jones IV looking for the stream. Stay with us while we get the technical difficulties sorted out, but we are moments away from kicking off week number 15, game of the week, featuring the Minnesota Vikings and the Chicago Bears. This is a battle for the NFC North. Both teams enter today's action at 8-5. Bears with the tiebreaker after defeating the Vikings 38-3 in the first matchup all the way back in week number 2. So as we get the stream up and running here, we're going to take a look at the matchup between the Chicago offense and Viking defense. Should be a fun one today, as Trevor Lawrence has been outstanding in divisional games this season. Overall, this has been a down year for the former Clemson Tigers. He's thrown 28 touchdowns to 29 interceptions. So as you can see, the stream was just posted in the chat, so I'll hop in there and we will get the NFASL Game of the Week underway. So it appears that the Bears will receive the football first. They're going to take over at their own 25-yard line, so we'll see the Bear offense versus the Viking defense to begin this game. And you look at this matchup, the Vikings tout 3 superstar corners, Scooby Carter, Damani Jackson, as well as, Dante Manning. And they're going to be tested today as they're dealing with the likes of Jerry Jeudy, Allen Robinson, Cole Kmet, and the Chicago Bear passing attack. And the surprising thing about Chicago this season has been the success on the ground. Not necessarily yards per carry, but Darius Geis is third in the NFASL in touchdown runs. Open the game up with play action. That's a short completion to Adam Shaheen, the number 2 tight end, and Shaheen has 7 as he ducks out on the Bears' sideline on that first down reception. Primetime game here at Soldier Field. It's a misty December evening here in Chicago. Bears donning the burnt orange jerseys reminiscent of the Clemson Tiger uniforms, as Lawrence will hand off to Geis, and he is lit up in the backfield by Minkah Fitzpatrick, the former Alabama Crimson Tide, getting some revenge on the former LSU Tiger, as some SEC bad blood there. Met at the 33-yard line, loss of a yard, maybe picked up a yard in the process, but will set up a 3rd down and 2. Lawrence needs to get to the 35-yard line here as the Vikings will send 3. Lawrence, pressure, it's coming, and Lawrence has to get rid of the football and has to throw it away. Pressure from Tim Smith on the interior forced that throw away, and the Vikings defense does its job to begin this game as the Bears go 3 and out. Wilson to boot one away. Whittington at his own 25 will spin and spin back. Great move by Whittington inside the 40. Still going. Jukes away from another, and he's inside the 45-yard line. What a spectacular return by Jordan Whittington to open the festivities for the Vikings. So out steps Sam Howell. And the only statistic you need to know about the Vikings, when Sam Howell throws 3 or more interceptions, the Vikings are 0-5 on the season. When he throws less than 3 interceptions, they're 8-0. So that's all you need to know, folks. If Sam Howell can take care and protect the football today, Vikings set themselves up nicely for a victory. First carry today for Ely goes backwards as the former Kansas City Chief, Javelin Guidry, makes the tackle in the backfield. He is number 2 on the Chicago Bears in tackles this season, trailing only the likes of John Johnson III. Back to the 47-yard line of Chicago on 2nd down and 11. early stages of the game of the week, first quarter here in Soldier Field. Tight formation for Minnesota, 4 receivers on the field. Check down for Shepard. He breaks the first tackle and gets away from a second before going out after a pickup of 9 yards there on second down. And he has been the focal point of the Minnesota offense. Shepard has all season long. Leads all tight ends in receptions on the season at 72. Third down, 2 yards to go, identical to the third down the Bears had on their opening drive. Vikings in a tight formation, 2 running backs on the field as Jeremy Brown, the former Penn State Nittany Lion, steps onto the field. Now to throw on third down, will look, and he will be almost intercepted. Fortunate that J.C. Jackson could not get his hands on the football. Instead, it'll be an incompletion and fourth down for the Vikings. So decision time now for Minnesota, as they can, by NFASL ruling, go for it here at the 39-yard line, and it appears that's what Coach Joey Bacchus will do. Again, a guy that is very aggressive in these situations, Coach Bacchus. You know, you make 3 Super Bowls in your tenure here in the NFASL. You award yourself those opportunities to be aggressive. JD, of course, a 4-time Super Bowl champion, so he's used to these high-pressure situations as well. Both teams enter this game 8-5, our first big play of the day. 4th down and 2 from the 39-yard line. 3-by-1 set for Minnesota. Howell to throw. 5-man rush from Chicago. Doesn't get there, but it does force a deflection at the line of scrimmage and an incompletion. Chicago will take over at their own 39-yard line after the Sam Howell misfire, and the Vikings come away with nothing on their opening drive. Trevor Lawrence back out on the field. Last time the Bears were out on this side of the football field, they went 3 and out. Let's see what they can do this time. Lawrence to throw on first down. Pressure up the middle again. It gets home, and there he is. Brian Burns registering sack number 14 on the campaign, and Lawrence is dropped back at the 28-yard line for a loss of 10. This Viking defense is, on paper, as good as any in the NFASL. At all 3 levels, you have Brian Burns and Daniil Hunter as your edge rushers, Tim Smith in the middle, linebacking core consisting of Tremaine Edmonds, and then you have this vaunted secondary as well. So Lawrence will roll to his right, throw a dangerous ball that is somehow knocked away and then intercepted. Picked off by Dante Manning, and for Dante Manning, he's still loose inside the 35 before being shoved out at the 32-yard line. Interception number 30 on the season for Trevor Lawrence results in a big play for the Vikings. They'll set up their offense now inside Chicago territory at the 32. Ely again on first down goes backwards as it looks like he had a lane, but instead Robinson, the former Maryland Terrapin, makes the play at the 33-yard line for a loss of 1. Going back to the interception there, that was Manning's 6th interception of the season. Second down and 11. Quick throw at Shepard's a first down. He cuts up field and is wrapped up at the 16 by Blake Cashman, but a gain of about 16 yards will set up the Vikings in the red zone. First down and 10. 4:50 to play here in the first quarter. Vikings' furthest drive thus far today as this football is inside the 15, and a screen setup for Shepard does not go as planned. Honestly, a poor decision that time by the offensive tackle. Looked like he got in the way of Robert Shepard's passing lane, so unfortunate there for the Vikings on first down. And back to the drawing board here on second. Inside zone give for Ely, and a familiar sight early in this game. Met at the line of scrimmage, or maybe a yard away from it, as John Johnson III has his first tackle on the evening. 3 carries early in this game for Jerrion Ely. He has yet to register positive yardage, and that's going to be something the Vikings need to get going. They cannot be a pass-first team against this Bear defense. That's what Chicago sets you up to do. They're not a great run defense team, but their pass defense is one of the top 10 units in the NFASL. Pass rush hasn't been great this season. That's been the only knock on that pass defense, but their secondary has been outstanding. Howell on third down and 9. He's running out of time. Here comes pressure, and Howell has to dispose of the football, but was still in the tackle box when he did so. That'll result in an intentional grounding and a field goal opportunity for Minnesota. So out comes Jeffrey Brandt. He'll attempt a 48-yard field goal from the midpoint, and it is good. 48 yards out. Vikings strike first here in the game of the week, leading now 3-0. So for the Bears, you can hang your hat on that last defensive drive. Ball was placed at the 35-yard line, and for your defense to set up their spot that far back in your defensive zone and then come away with only 3 points has to be positive reinforcement for Coach JD, especially for Trevor Lawrence after throwing that interception, knowing that his defense was able to hold up and only allow a field goal. Minnesota defensively, though, has to be confident, too, after getting a pick on that last drive. Lawrence is yet to complete a first down throw. And that'll change right now as this one is batted away. I got ahead of myself as Jerry Jeudy running down the seam had a step on Domani Jackson or Minkah Fitzpatrick. Not sure which corner defensive back that was, but a good bat down, and it is now second down and 10. Lawrence will hand off for Cohen on second down, and he will fight to the 30-yard line. Good gain of 5 yards there on second down. And again, a team that is not known for their run game, getting 5 yards on a run inside zone for Cohen is a positive play for Coach JD. We'll bring up a third down, 5 to go from the 30-yard line. Lawrence has a 2 receivers set to his left, tight end and receiver on his right. Rolling to his right is Lawrence, looking for someone to work open. Will throw another dangerous one, and this is incomplete. Tough start for Trevor Lawrence, 1 of 5, an interception and just 7 yards passing. And this Viking secondary is flexing their collective muscles right now. Another 3 and out. Whittington had a pretty return on that last punt. Let's see if he does it again, as he still is twitching all over the field up to the 39-yard line. A little half spin there from Jordan Whittington, really showing off the repertoire. Looks like a point guard there in the transition when he gets the football in his hands. Vikings will start in the ace formation. Eric Ebron checking into the game. Counter run for Ely, and he goes backwards yet again. This time a loss of 3 as Blake Cashman has yet another play. And Javelin Guidry also went on that stop in the backfield. Bears front 7 today, playing some uncharacteristic ball, doing a great job of penetrating and getting the run and get back down in the backfield or at the line of scrimmage. Second down, 13 yards to go now. Howell will drop back and throw. Pressure from the left end, gets home. That's Josh Allen. And Josh Allen has sack number 8 on the season. The leader amongst the Chicago Bears in that category this season. And it's now looking at a 3rd and 23 for the Minnesota Vikings. Not a lot of plays in the book for Coach Bacchus to convert here. Let's see if they take it simple or a conservative throw and just try to get some yards to set up this punt. Field position today has been in the favor of Minnesota. They have had fantastic starting field position, and let's see if that continues as this game progresses. So a short throw there to Brandon Cooks. He'll get about 15 yards or so, 13 on the button that time, and it'll be 4th down. So out comes the Polish hammer, Jamie Gillen, and Gillen's southpaw delivery goes inside the 15 for Tariq Cohen, and he'll be lit up at the 18 by Domani Jackson. So the Bears now have the football back at their own 18-yard line. Trevor Lawrence looking to shake off some cobwebs as he has had a rough start to this game of the week, completing just 1 pass on 7 attempts. Twins formation, I look for the Bears here on first down. Lawrence backing up. Here comes pressure. He's rolling to his right again. I don't see anybody open, and neither does Lawrence as he throws the football away. I misspoke on Lawrence's statistics. He's 1 of 6 now for 7 yards of interception, but regardless of how many passes he's attempted, just that one completion, and the Vikings defense has been all over Lawrence early in this first quarter. Here's a stretch run for Geis, and there is a flag down as Geis is brought down close to the 20-yard line as James Daniels, left tackle out of Iowa, is called for the hold. Bears are going backwards here on this drive, all the way now to their 9-yard line. It's 2nd down and 19. 3-man rush for Minnesota is picked up well by Chicago as Lawrence has a clean pocket, throws across the middle. It's caught by Cole Kmet, who takes a shot at the 20-yard line. And that's the first time that we've been able to call the former Notre Dame Fighting Irishman's name today, the X-Factor tight end. There's Bobby Okereke in on that tackle, and it's now 3rd down and 8. So much more manageable play, setting up the Bears on 3rd down after that pickup on 2nd. Lawrence with a hot route here. See what he has drawn up. T-Law. Here comes pressure at the middle. He has to throw. Dangerous pass in traffic, batted down by Jackson. And another 3 and out forced by this Viking defense. When I spoke to Coach Bacchus in the pre-game show, asked him about what he expected out of his defense, what you would need from that unit to be successful today, and he basically told me, you got to figure out what the Bears want to do on their first and second read. You have to be able to take away those 2 looks. And again, we joke around in the chat, for a lot of us, we think that's the post route, the in route, whatever. If you're able to take those 2 away, that really puts the Bears in a bind. And you're seeing the Vikings do that. We haven't seen that post route get open yet. That in route hasn't developed yet either. And let's see if the Bears have a counter for that defensive look. Here's the best run of the day for Ely, and he has breaking off a big one to the 37-yard line as we approach the end of the first quarter. That was a gain of 17 yards for Ely, the former San Francisco 49er. And the Vikings will open the second quarter in Bears territory at the 37. So after one here in Soldier Field, Chicago, Illinois, the site of the Week 15 NFASL Game of the Week. It is 3-0 Minnesota. Vikings have the football at the 37-yard line. First down and 10 for Sam Howell. He's got 2 tight ends on the field, 2 receivers to the left of your screen. Fake the give to Ely. Here comes pressure, and Howell is going to be deposited at midfield by J.C. Jackson. That is sack number 2 on the season for Jackson, and the number 1 corner for the Chicago Bears gets a play, and it's now second down and 21. Bears backing off their coverage here on second and long. 3-by-1 set for Minnesota. Both teams 8-5, winner of this game would have the fast track to the NFC North title. Here's a quick throw to Amari Cooper. And Amari Cooper has a gain of about 11 yards there on second down. And again, the Vikings are setting themselves up for a third down and long. And they have struggled to convert these third downs today. Both teams combined have just 1 third down completion. Sam Howell. 3rd and 11 from the Chicago 38-yard line. Back to pass, 4-man rush. Here comes pressure from the left end. It is batted away by Josh Allen as Robinson was coming from the blind side. And the pass rush from these 2 defenses today have really set the tone. Long field goal attempt for Jeffrey Brandt. This is a 55-yard attempt from the right hash, and he has nailed the long ball. Second field goal today for Jeffrey Brandt, and the Bears now trails 6-0 to Minnesota. So again, Bears defense bends, does not break, does not give up the touchdown. Vikings settle for 3, and still are giving their offense an opportunity to stay in this football game. Offense has struggled mightily in that first quarter. Trevor Lawrence did not complete a first down on 3 possessions. Threw an interception, and there were a pair of 3-and-outs. So the Bears will take over at their own 25. Looking to get something going offensively. Something short here maybe might get the juices flowing for the Bears. Lawrence is thinking the same thing, but the tight man coverage is not going to allow that, as Lawrence has to throw the football away yet again. 2 of 9, 18 yards and an interception for Lawrence. The Vikings have allowed 13 yards of total offense here through a quarter and some change. Dominant performance so far from Minnesota, and it's going to be really interesting to see if the Bears can try something different to just get some yards here, something like a 5-yard, 6-yard gain. Screen setup, I like that play call, but the Vikings are all over it. Bobby Okereke fought through a blocker, got in the backfield, pursued the angle well, did not give Cohen the ability to cut it back, and Cohen loses 3. And now it's a third down and an abysmal 13 yards to go for Trevor Lawrence and the Chicago Bears. 3-man rush from Minnesota. Pressure at the middle. It's picked up. Lawrence still dancing back there, and he's running out of time. Throws. It is picked off. Richard LeCounte has his 7th. He's going down the right sideline inside the 20 and will be stopped at the 18-yard line. Richard LeCounte. Actually, that's his 6th interception on the season, but the Vikings continue to apply the pressure. It's been the pass rush that has really generated these turnovers today. And the second interception for Lawrence on the evening, number 31 on the season, is going to set the Vikings up kindly inside the 20-yard line at the 18. Vikings are winning that turnover battle 2-0 right now. Can Sam Howell finish a drive out with a touchdown? That's the big question. They're going to fake the give to Ely. Roll to the right. No one available, and Howell will throw it away. We've really seen some fantastic coverage across the board on that last play, and really all day long. Vikings have been spectacular in that regard, and the Bears have been just as terrific, it seems. Second down, 10 yards to go now. Can the Vikings finish off these drives? And they've been awarded better field position than the Bears all day long, but as you see, Bears defense has been able to hold. Throw middle, bad decision by Howell, and he's picked off by Cashman, and the Bears get a much-needed turnover as the Bears will take over at their own 15-yard line. That's the type of throw that has to drive you bonkers if you're a Minnesota Viking fan. Nobody within a 5-yard radius of that delivery from Sam Howell, and that plays into the interception bugaboo that he struggled with all season long. Here's a bubble screen to Allen Robinson, and that first catch today for A-Rob will pick up 6 yards. Sam Howell in the season has now thrown 32 interceptions, and both of these teams, again, struggling to take care of the football here in the game of the week. Second down and 4. They're going to run the ball with Darius Geis, and it's just not going to work. Bobby Okereke living in the Chicago Bear backfield this evening, as Okereke now has 3 tackles. That was his second tackle for loss, and it's now third down. Can the Bears get a first down here? This has been an absolute struggle all day long for the Bears to get something going offensively, and this defense of this Vikings unit has just been all over Lawrence, and that's going to continue. He's hit us, he's thrown, and this one somehow is caught. Jerry Jeudy making the adjustment. I thought this would be interception number 3. Instead, the Bears have their first down today at the 44-yard line of the Vikings. Pickup of 34 yards. Well, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, and the Bears absolutely needed something to go their way. And now some momentum as Cohen's got a first down run. Gain of 11, and now on back-to-back plays, the Bears have first downs inside the 35-yard line. Chicago now coming out in a split-back formation. Lawrence seeming to get his confidence back. This is a handoff for Darius Geis, and he breaks 2 tackles before a third man has to bring him down at the 28. And those are the types of runs that Chicago has seen all season long from Darius Geis. He's been a welcome addition to the Chicago running back room. Again, 20 touchdowns on the season. You see why, as those legs are constantly churning to fight out more and more yards. We're going to get back to Geis here. Great block by Shaheen, and Geis is off to the races inside the 5, and he's brought down by his shoelaces at the 3-yard line. Pickup of 18 on first down, and the Bears looking at a first down and goal. For Chicago, this is why you signed Darius Geis. This is a spot where you have to be able to run the football. Counter for Darius Geis, and he is tripped up and stopped 2 yards short of the goal line. Great play made by Tremaine Edmonds. I don't know how he made that tackle. As you saw, the pulling guard was right there. Edmonds was there to able to shove him to the side, make the tackle, and keep Geis out of the end zone. So a second down and goal now as we approach 3 minutes to play here in the second quarter. Another run for Geis, and this time he is closer, but still short of the end zone. Another great tackle made in the open field by Marvin Wilson, the D tackle. And it's now third and goal from the 1. Bears have not attempted any passes on this sequence. 2 runs here. Third down and goal from the 1-yard line. Are they going to run the ball one more time? They are. Geis up the middle. He's in. Touchdown, Chicago, and they are an extra point away from taking the lead. So for the Vikings, that was still a great defensive drive, but you're seeing the issues of why you need to score touchdowns when you have the ball inside your opponent's 25-yard line. Vikings on those 2 trips have settled for field goals and now find themselves trailing for the first time today. Bears, of course, have been stuck in neutral offensively prior to that drive, and now that they've found the end zone, let's see if that awakens that unit a little bit more as we progress here in the game of the week. A lot on the line riding on this game. 2 8-5 teams. Vikings, if they win, would control their own destiny. Bears, same situation as they would have swept the Minnesota Vikings if they're able to pull off the victory here today. Bunch tight end formation out of the pistol for Minnesota on first down and 10. They're going to set up their shop at their own 25. 4-man rush from from Chicago is going to cause Sam Howell to throw the football away. Great coverage yet again. Nobody within 5 yards of separation. It looked as if the Chicago Bears had gorilla glued themselves on those Minnesota Viking receivers. 2nd down and 10 now from the 25. Sam Howell looking to set up a screen, and it's just not there. It was read that time by Quinton Bohanna, the big guy, over 400 pounds D-tackle, and he snuffed out that screen pass to Ely, was there to knock it away, and it's now 3rd down, a quick 3rd down and 10 for the Vikings. So after a positive start to this game, Minnesota's offense itself has sputtered, so they've been able to have had struggles to move the football down the field here in the second quarter. 3rd down and 10, 25-yard line. Howell is going to go down again. Josh Allen's 2nd sack of the first half, and the Bears are going to force a 3-and-out. 2-minute warning here in Soldier Field. It's 7-6 Chicago, and the Bears are about to receive this Jamie Gillen punt from his own end zone. Lefty boots one away down the far sideline, where Cohen will retrieve it at the 45-yard line. Steps out of bounds at that spot. And for the Bears, this is the best starting field position that they've had all game long, as they're on average have been starting at their own 27-yard line. Vikings gave up a touchdown in the last drive. Defense looking to settle in again, as they've been spectacular up until this point. Lawrence with a good pocket. He's going to roll to his right, and he's going to throw it away. The pass defense from these two clubs today, folks, you're not seeing any receivers get open. These quarterbacks are rolling out, hoping to buy time for their receivers, but the separation has just not been made. And kudos to these 2D coordinators. They've called up a good game plan, and that's why we're in this defensive battle here in the game of the week. 2nd down and 10. Judy with a good release off his route, but a pressure throw. Lawrence is picked off again. That's his 3rd interception today. This one goes to Domani the Body Jackson, and Jackson has interception number 6 on the campaign, and the Vikings defense strikes again. Trevor Lawrence has turned the football over 3 times in this first half and are clinging on to a 1-point lead. Can the Vikings take advantage? They've only scored the 2 field goals off of those turnovers today. Minute 43 to go in the first half. Vikings will get the ball for the second half, as this is a catch by Ebron. He's got the first down as he stiff arms a man out of bounds, and that's the 31, pickup of 14. And that's the first catch today for the former Oklahoma State Cowboy. So a minute 39 to go here in the first half, and for the Vikings staying in this football game, although the run game has not been there, has to be a positive sign for Coach Bacchus. We'd love to see that run game get going in the second half, but for Sam Howell, only the 1 interception. Remember that watermark, the over-under for him. 3 is the magic number, as he's throwing pick number 2 right there. J.C. Jackson's got a chance for this to be a pick 6. He's at the 15, 1 man to beat. He does. Pick 6 for Chicago. J.C. Jackson goes 30 yards, and Sam Howell sells again for Minnesota. This game, for those of you that have watched from the beginning, the momentum has all been in the favor of Minnesota until that touchdown drive by Chicago. Since then, that needle, so to speak, has flipped 180 degrees back into Chicago's favor, and they now lead by 8. So for Trevor Lawrence, he's thrown 3 interceptions today. Sam Howell, who's back on the field now, just threw his 2nd pick of the day. So 5 interceptions in this first half between these two gunslingers. And again, a low-scoring affair, 14-6. Defense has really made points come at a premium, so we'll see how impactful that pick 6 moments ago was. Here's a run for Ely on the stretch, and it's just not going to get much going. Pickup of maybe 2 there, and Vikings are going to have to get back to the line of scrimmage with some urgency here. And a short throw to Kyle Juszczyk, and he just shovels a man at the 35 before taking a big hit on his own. And the Vikings will call their first timeout with a minute 6 to play. 14-6 our score. Chicago just got a pick 6 and have scored all 14 of those points here in the second quarter. Chicago back in the corners up here as the safeties are down at the line of scrimmage. Let's see if they send some pressure Sam Howell's way. Now making some audibles here before the snap. Nope, only going to send 4. Quick throw for Ely. He's going to pick up another 10 or so. Stays in bounds as he's tackled the 47. Vikings will hurry back to the line of scrimmage.
And he'll get it down here to the 43.
Across the middle, it's Ely again, and again tackled in bounds, close to first down yardage. Vikings will call their second charged timeout with 40 seconds to play. So the Vikings nickel and diming on this drive, trying to get something remotely close to the end zone, as this Bears pass defense has really been stifling today. Howell looks like he wouldn't let him throw the ball, and the Bears were all over the swing pass. Howell takes a sack here. I don't know if you would want to do that in this situation, but the Vikings instead are going to look at a 3rd down and 5. Clock down to 23 seconds here, so this might be one of the last plays of the quarter. Howell to throw. It's caught by Journey Brown at the 45, but he is short of the first down marker.
Am I allowed to go for this?
And at the 45-yard line, it is within Nfasl rules to go for it here on a 4th down and 2. Let's see if the Vikings keep the offense on the field. I suspect they will. Only 19 seconds remain in this first half. Vikings again will get the football to start the second half, but are down by 8 points here and have yet to score a touchdown offensively. The only other 4th down opportunity came in the first quarter, and the Vikings were unable to convert in a similar situation on a 4th down and 2. Let's see what happens on this one. Throw is caught for the first down. It's Jordan Whittington at the 32. Vikings will most likely have to call that last timeout, and it appears they're going to milk the clock down to about 3 seconds before using their final timeout. So this will set up another field goal opportunity for Jeffrey Brandt. This one will be about a 49-yard attempt. And again, for Jeffrey Brandt, I'm sure he's happy to have the opportunity, but for the Vikings offense, 3 field goal attempts here on these promising drives. Now this one again is a half situation, I get it. As this field goal is no good. It pushed wide to the right, and the Vikings will come away with nothing at the end of the half. Devastating result there for Minnesota as they head into the halftime trailing 14-6. So I was going to make the point that settling for field goals has not been helping the Vikings, but it doesn't help if you don't make the field goal either. So the Vikings still down by 8 will get the ball here to start the 3rd quarter. As I welcome you back into the NFASL broadcast booth, I'm Thomas Jones IV, reporting to you live from Soldier Field. Week number 15 here in the NFASL, and it's hard to believe in Season 6 that we have already reached this point. Only 2 more weeks of the regular season remain and separate us from what should be an electric NFASL playoffs here, as we've had 5 different champions in our first 5 seasons of Madden 21. Jet touch pass for Ely, and he gets around the edge, and he's going to pick up 5 to the 30 before being tackled out of bounds. That's a good first down play call for the Vikings, and it sets up a manageable situation on 2nd down. So what I love about those types of plays on first down to pick up 4 or 5 yards, now on 2nd down and 5, you open up your playbook. You can run the ball, pass the ball. You have a lot of options here on 2nd down. Vikings will take the check down for Ely, and he'll cut up field right at the first down marker. Footsteps out at 36, and that will be enough for a Viking first down. So there you have it. Bears played off coverage that time, allowed that dump down, and for Jerry on Ely, if the run game isn't going, try to get him involved in the pass game. Always a good adjustment there. As Bacchus loves to get the running back involved, as that play had to be a throwaway from Howell, and it looks like there will be a penalty flag thrown. I did not see the animation at first. However, there was an intentional grounding call on Sam Howell, which will back the Vikings up to their own 24-yard line. So now a 2nd and long for the Vikings. Bunch formation, they'll throw. It is picked off by J.C. Jackson, his 2nd of the game, and his 2nd pick 6 of the game. I mentioned the watermark for Sam Howell, 3 interceptions, and he has just hit it right there. 3rd interception today. 2nd defensive touchdown today by Minnesota. Given up, Chicago has scored their 2nd defensive touchdown today. And this game is starting to be eerily similar to the Week 2 blowout back when the Bears dropped 38 on Minnesota, and they picked off Sam Howell 3 times in that ball game, 2 of those going for pick 6s. So Damani Jackson will take a knee, and yet again, the Viking offense will try to get their footing, as this second half has just been dreadful. And another pick 6 for Sam Howell. Ground game for Ely. Good run, past the 40, still going, midfield, 45, 40, and finally brought down at the 39-yard line. That's exactly what the doctor ordered, as the Vikings go ground game and pick up 37 on their first run of the drive. Timeout by Chicago early in this 3rd quarter. They did not like the defensive look that they were in, as the Vikings just gashed them on that big run from Jerrion Ely. So positive yardage there. Let's see if the Vikings can compound matters here with another chunk play on first down. Again, Ely on the draw. He'll get close to the 35 as Bohanna makes the tackle at the 37. Great play for the D-tackle there to break off of his block, make the play, and limit Ely's yardage. Second down, 8 yards to go for Minnesota. Now throw across the middle for Whittington. It is incomplete. Whittington had both hands on the football. I thought he was about to make a tremendous catch. Instead, it was an incompletion, setting up third down. But I do like the aggressiveness there from Sam Howell. Bears definitely were caught off guard by that throw, as you saw the safety Guidry about a step and a half back, and Whittington almost pulled in the touchdown. So it'll now be a third down and 8 for the Vikings at their Chicago 37. Howell flagged down and Howell down as Bohanna drops him at the 40. This is a hold on Trey Turner that I expect to be declined. And that'll be a fourth down at the opponent's 45-yard line. So Vikings theoretically could go for it here, but they won't. They'll send the punt unit out on the field. Gillen will look to pin the Bears back deep and hope their defense can do some scoring for them. As this one will be close. This will either be a touchback or a 1-yarder, and it's at the 1-yard line. What a tremendous punt from Jamie Gillen. Coffin corner style at the 1-yard line. Bears have to go the distance on this drive to score a touchdown. So they'll set up shop at the goal line. And both teams coming out in their goal line defense. As the Bears go sneak on first down, they pick up about a yard. Very interesting play call from Coach Justin Downs. And it's essentially the goal there was to create some breathing room for your offense, but only got a yard on first down. Second down and 9 yards. Vikings bringing everyone down to the line of scrimmage. See if the Bears have offensively to counter that look. You see bodies on top of bodies in the line of scrimmage. Here comes pressure from Minnesota. It's picked up by Chicago. Throw is caught by Jeudy, and he's got 98 yards to go, and he will not be caught. Jerry Jeudy, touchdown number 14 on the season, and the Bears have opened a can here in Soldier Field. 27-6, 28 unanswered points by the Bears, and they are looking like your 2025 NFASL NFC North champions. 5:55 to play in the third quarter. The Vikings just could not give that play up. The old post route, it strikes again. And the Vikings are now down 28-6. Vikings jumped out to a 6-0 lead in this game. Bears have come roaring back. And for the Vikings, they need to do something, anything to get their offense going, or in danger of this one getting out of hand. Down 3 possessions, Howell's put in a precarious situation. He's not a passer. As you see, this pass should have been brought in by Shepard, but it is incomplete. 50% completion percentage today for Howell, 12 of 24. With 3 interceptions, 2 of those returned for touchdowns. Second down, Ely in motion. And this one should have been intercepted. That would have been another house call, as the user of JD that time was all over the swing route. And it's a quick third down and 10 upcoming for Minnesota. What a season this has been for the Chicago Bears as we approach this third down and 10. 4-man rush. Howell steps up, will throw, and it looks like he was across the line of scrimmage after completing that pass, which will negate the first down. That's a loss of down penalty for an illegal forward pass, and the Vikings will punt yet again. Jamie Gillen to send one away down the near sideline, and Tariq Cohen will not return it. Ball will go out at the 31-yard line. And for the Bears, I mentioned what an intriguing campaign this has been for the NFC North leader at this moment. 8-5, looking to advance to 9-5 in the season. Against the AFC North, has just won 1 game out of the 3, as Geis has a huge hole to operate in as he's still going down the sideline before being brought down at the 37. And it seems like the Bears offense is getting going now after sleepwalking through that first quarter. You look at the schedule for the Chicago Bears, they definitely had what you would call a lull midway through that season. They had that stretch from weeks number 8 to 13 as Lawrence rolls to his left and will throw the football away and complete. Had that stretch from week 8 to week 10 where they lost 3 in a row and have since that in their last 4 have won 3 out of their last 4. You include this game, if they're able to pull out the victory, it would be 4 out of their last 5 entering week 16. Here's a stiff arm from Geis as he is going to get brought down at the 33-yard line. Looked as if Darius Geis was about to break another huge runoff, but Minkah Fitzpatrick was there to make the tackle, and it's now 3rd down. Vikings need to get a stop here as the Chicago Bears are looking to get to the 27-yard line for a 1st down. Cohen brought down in the backfield as we do have an injury timeout. It looks as if Carter is shaken up, clutching his left shoulder. We'll monitor the situation as we get more info from the medical staff. Field goal attempt here for the Bears is good from 50 yards out. And update on Carter, not good news for Minnesota as it is a torn labrum in his left shoulder. That should shelve him for the remainder of the regular season. So Minnesota now down by 25 points. This is a 4-possession football game. And for Sam Howell and this Viking offense, it's just been a tale of the same story that has plagued Howell in all 5 of Minnesota's losses on the season. Just too many interceptions, too many bad throws from the signal caller. Ely on the power give is met at the 26-yard line. And when I say met, he ran into a Mack truck as Javarius Ward with a disgusting display of strength that time with a punishing hit at the 26-yard line. 2nd down for Minnesota now after picking up just a yard on 1st down. Powell will go for it all on 2nd down, and he's got his man Whittington inside the 20, and finally the two are able to hook up for a big gain of 50 yards and sets up the Vikings in a red zone opportunity now on 1st down. Howell throws to his right, looking for his running back Ely, 1st down and more, and brought down at the 8-yard line. Pickup of another 12, and the Vikings quickly trying to score here to keep this ball game alive. Inside zone give for Ely, and the Vikings are closing in on that as Ely is stopped 2 yards short of the goal line. And the Vikings again imploring that no-huddle offense. 3-by-1 look here. Now, another handoff for Ely, and he's stopped. Cashman in the backfield. He's had himself a tremendous ball game. 5 tackles as well as an interception for the former New York Jet. And it's now 3rd and goal from the 3-yard line. Vikings will empty it out here. Look for somebody to open up here. And Howell will throw middle. Caught. Incomplete. Shepard, or Whittington that is, could not get his left foot in bounds. And the Vikings are now looking at a 4th down and goal. This, for all intents and purposes, could be our ball game here if Minnesota cannot convert the 4th down opportunity here at the goal line.
Still just the 3rd quarter, but
Vikings need to get a touchdown here, and that'll bring the score back down to within a 3-possession game as we approach the final minute and 52 of the 3rd quarter. Vikings again an empty set here as Howell will throw into no one as this is intercepted by Blake Cashman. His 2nd today, Howell's 4th. Cashman is still going down the sideline. Will he be caught, or will he have himself a 100-yard pick 6? And the answer is a pick 6. 3rd defensive touchdown today for Chicago, and the blood is in the water for the Vikings. Sam Howell just not doing enough to get this Viking offense anywhere near where Chicago would like them to be, as another pick 6 does in this Viking team today. Last time these two met up, the final was 38-3. Vikings, at least offensively, are able to double up their portion, but defensively, nothing to be ashamed of. Your offense has been the reason why you've lost this game, giving up the 3 touchdowns defensively. So defensively for Minnesota, you've only given up 17 points. You cannot be upset about that performance whatsoever. Sam Howell, of course, showing time and time again that he is just not the guy long-term for Coach Bacchus, and I'm really curious to see how the Vikings can find whoever that guy is moving forward, because, again, we're in Season 6 here. It's getting to be about that time that you got to have your guy at QB. A Second down, Vikings would try the run game. It's been fruitful in the second half as it picks up another 4. Nearly 64 yards on the 13 carries today. Again, a chunk of that came on a 37-yard run in the third quarter earlier in this period. The last minute of the third quarter is winding down here from Soldier Field. Bears in a comfortable position, up 38-6, and look like they will have a stranglehold put on the NFC North. Howell to throw. Short, it's caught by Whittington, and he's got the first down. Takes a big hit, though, from Jalen Johnson, the former Utah Ute. And that will be the final play of the third quarter. So for the NFASL Week 15 game of the week, winding down here in the final frame, it is 38-6 Chicago. And the Vikings have the football here, thrown 36-yard line. Ely pick up about 7 yards on that first down give. It'll push him over 70 yards on the ground this evening. And Demetrius Robinson has another tackle today, 4 of those today. Ely up the middle, and he will be short of the first down marker at the 45. Marked a yard shy of the line to gain, and it is going to set up the Vikings with a third down and short opportunity here. Stretch run to the right, and Ely stopped in the backfield by John Johnson III. Another TFL for Johnson, as that is now tackle for loss number 16 on the season. That'll place him in the top 5 in that category. Though the Vikings at their own 45 will stay out on the field, of course, down by 32 points. No reason to punt the football away here. Up to throw across the middle. They got a man in Shepard. Foot race with Kenny Moore, and Moore is able to catch up to him at the 26, but not until a pickup of 31 yards and a new set of downs now for the Vikings. Howell takes that snap with one hand, throws to his right. Man in stride is Cooper, and Cooper steps out after a pickup of 6 yards to the 20-yard line. Second down and 4 now for Minnesota, down by 32. But something positive to move into next week with, if they can find a way to scratch out a touchdown drive against this talented Bears front. Short pass is caught by Journey Brown, and he takes a licking at the 11-yard line, courtesy of J.C. Jackson. And for the New England Patriot, former New England Patriot, that is, he has been all over the football field today. He's got 2 pick sixes as well. Play action, Howell to throw. He's hit as he's thrown. It's tipped and it's picked off. Kenny Moore is going to seal Sam Howell's day with interception number 5. So the former Indianapolis Colt has his second pick of the season. And boy, was that last throw symptomatic of the day, or evening that is, the one Sam Howell. Toss right for Darius Geis, and he'll pick up close to 5-6 yards on that first down toss. And Darius Geis is inching closer to 100 yards today, up to 72 now on the evening. Barnes again will hand off to number 34, Darius Geis, and this time going nowhere. Daniil Hunter with the TFL. It's the first time we've called his name today, as it appears that the Bears have had a good game plan for keeping him out of the backfield. Again, entering this game, both Daniil Hunter and Brian Burns led their team with 13 sacks respectively. Burns does have one today, so it'll now be Burns with 14. First down on that third down carry to Geis on the counter run. No, marked short of the first down yardage, and we'll have to punt the football back. So Sam Howell does get one more opportunity today. Again, if this was the real NFL, I would expect to see the backups out on the field, but in the NFASL, development being brought down to the point that it is, even in these blowout situations, you want to keep your offense on the field and try to get something going, and just again to get some positive momentum moving into next week. And off for Ely, and another short gain. This is a pickup of about 2 yards. Bears' total defense today has just been all over the Vikings. The passes have forced Howell to throw some tight window throws that have been picked off. Pressure has gotten into the face of Howell as well. Another nice run from Ely. Breaks a tackle, and he's still going before being tackled at the 36-yard line. For a split second, it looked like Ely was going to be gone for 47 yards, but instead was brought down, but now has his X factor. Ely picks up 6 more on first down, and for the Vikings, after this loss, that'll drop them to 8-6 on the season. Their last 2 games at Green Bay, and then home against the Baltimore Ravens. So 2 games that you cannot take for granted, as the Vikings now find themselves fighting for their playoff lives. As for Chicago, as we approach the 2-minute warning here, their final 2 games at Gotham to take on the New York Giants, and then a home tilt against the Dallas Cowboys to end the regular season. 3rd down upcoming for Minnesota, as Ely's tackle inches short of the first down marker. Final minute and 20 seconds left here in the NFASL game of the week. Ely again, he's got the first down, and maybe 2 more snaps will end it here in Chicago. 38-6 more than likely will be our final score, and it will, as the Vikings have officially raised the white flag, as Sam Howell in the not necessarily the victory formation for him, more so the let's get out of the game formation, QB kneel, and that should do it. So the Chicago Bears, by way of 3 defensive touchdowns, dominate the Minnesota Vikings today, 38-6. Trevor Lawrence just has the 1 touchdown pass, but it is enough to give the Bears the fast track to the NFC North crown. 38-6, our final score from Chicago. And for the entire NFASL crew, I'm Thomas Jones IV, wishing you all a safe and prosperous evening. Happy St. Patrick's Day, NFASL, and we will see you again for the Week 16 action of the NFASL game of the week.